Hey everybody, Cher here with ya. I'm back from my holiday. Actually, Megan and I just got back on Sunday from our little trip that we took to Alberta so I could go and see all my sisters, which was absolutely amazing. We had just an amazing time, lots of memories made, lots of late nights, lots of laughs. We just had such a great time and we were like, why have we waited 6 years to do this? Crazy. Anyway, the last video I posted before we left, I had given you a little teaser that I was going to be doing something really special with my sisters and that I was a little bit scared about it, but excited at the same time. Some of you already know what that special thing is. So I'm going to just show you. I actually did it. We all did it and we survived and they turned out amazing. So yes, I've been inked. I have my first tattoo. So without further ado, I'm just going to show you how it turned out. So here we go. So here is my sister tattoo. And I absolutely love it. It looks a little angry right now. It'll be a week tomorrow. It's starting to scab a little bit and it's starting to get really itchy, which I guess is very normal for this stage of the healing process. So yeah, all my sisters and I all got the same tattoo. I've got it on my ankle here. Just like that. I was going to put it on the top of my foot, but I kind of chickened out because anyone that I talked to said, holy smokes, it really hurts there. And the more I got thinking about it, I'd seen some other people that had it kind of on their ankle and stuff. I thought, well, that looks kind of cool. I live in flip-flops. I mean, I live in the Okanagan, so we wear flip-flops for like 9-10 months out of the year here. So I knew I'd be in bare feet lots. And so, yeah, that's where I decided to get it. My sisters all got theirs on their forearms on the inside. We made my oldest sister go first because we figured she'd be the one that would chicken out. It was probably a good thing that we made her go first. And the whole experience was amazing. I don't know if many of you have had tattoos. For those of you that haven't, of course I had never. It was an experience. You know, it hurt, but it's definitely not something that you can't get through. And there's lots of little breaks that, you know, they have to stop and re-ink and wipe and all that kind of stuff. So it wasn't a constant pain the whole way through. There was only a couple of spots, right, I guess where the bone maybe, where the skin was really thin or really close to the bone, my ankle bone, that was really, really tender. And whew, I was glad when that part was over. But for the most part, the experience was awesome. We found this really cool lady that did it out of her home. So she had booked us 4-hour, like just a chunk of 4-hour time slot. And we just went in. Megan even got to come and she watched and held hands and waved a fan because it was really hot. And yeah, it was just a really cool experience and I'm so glad that we got to do it together and that'll be something that we'll never forget. So that was a really, really awesome experience. So now I'm just, I don't know, like I said, for those of you that have never had a tattoo, I should have probably done a little bit more research, especially for the aftercare part because I really had no idea. Of course, you come out of there with a little slip of paper with, you know, what not to do and what to do. And the more reading that I've done up on it, it's very normal, like I said, for about a week out for it to get itchy and it gets a little scab and you have to be really careful not to pick the scab off or scratch it because you could remove, if you remove some of that skin, it might pull some of the ink out, which I wasn't aware of all those kinds of things. So I've just been really careful. The biggest thing is to keep it clean because basically it's an open wound for the first little bit. So what you have to do after the patch, we had to wear this patch thing overnight. We took that off and then we used an antibacterial soap right away. And then you have to keep it moist, which the lady that did our tattoos recommended just using just straight Vaseline. So you just kind of keep Vaseline on there to keep it moist and that helps, I guess, keep some of the scabbing to a minimum. So that's what I've been doing. And of course you can't go in a swimming pool or a hot tub or a lake, anywhere where there might be, you know, bacteria or germs that are going to get in there. So I think that's for a good 3 weeks to a month or something like that. So yeah, I'll just be overcautious with all that stuff, staying away from those kinds of things. And yeah, so in the sun, you have to keep it out of the sun, which when you live in the Okanagan is going to be a little bit of a problem too. I'll just have to be extra vigilant and try to keep it in the shade as much as I can. I mean, I'm pretty pale. I tried, you know, red hair, fair skin. I stay out of the sun anyway. For the most part, or have lots of sunscreen on, but yeah, I'll just have to be extra careful when I'm out and about. So yeah, that was my experience. Yeah, my sisters and I just had so much fun. Megan even got to see one of her friends that moved away from here about 3 years ago. They were in the same grade. They were best friends, and then she moved, and Megan was devastated. So when they heard that we were coming and flying into Edmonton, they were like, can we pick Megan up for a couple of days? So they met us right at the airport and grabbed her, and they took her for a couple of days, and she had an awesome time with her little friend, catching up with her. And then all my sisters and I, we drove in to Edmonton and picked her up a couple days later, and we made a day of that. Where my sister lives, she lives about 2 hours north, up in kind of the sticks. So we had to drive anywhere we wanted to go. We had to drive for an hour or two to get anywhere, but then we had very iffy internet. We had, you know, like no cell service out there, so we really were kind of roughing it, but it was kind of nice. It was just quiet. The mosquitoes were terrible. She lives, you know, she's kind of in a kind of a wooded area, so oh my gosh, she came back with so many mosquito bites. But yeah, we just had such a great time. We're already planning our next sister get together, so yeah, definitely won't be waiting 6 years before we do this again. So anyway, I was glad to get home. Nice to get home. Always nice to get home. Get in your own bed. And like I said, we didn't have much sleep. We were staying up late, getting up early, gallivanting around, just doing something all the time. So yeah, it's taken me a couple of days to just kind of, you know, get laundry done, get some groceries, get some sleep. And of course, yesterday I finally got to go to Dollar Tree and Dollarama, so I will be doing a haul video here very shortly. And yeah, so that's my tattoo experience. I'm so glad that I did it. I absolutely love it, and it will be something that will connect us sisters together forever. So it's very cool. So that's it for that, and yeah, I'll be getting up another video here very soon. So until then, bye for now, everybody.